And we should be live. And I don't see us.
Yeah, I don't either. Are you in the right group?
I hope so. I'm going to look. I mean, I thought I know I
There we
can't.
are. We're here.
You see it? Okay. I was going to say, I don't walk and talk and chew gum at the same time very well sometimes. So I know we were talking. So I'd love your zooming in and out. That is so cool. I'm going to need to figure out how I can do that because I know you're on your portal.
Yeah.
And anyway, welcome everybody. We're glad you're here. Janie over in Cape Coral is here with us, and I'm Sue Skirvin. I'm in Sebastian, and we're jumping on for our monthly Cooking with Tupperware. So anyway, we're going to share a couple of things with you tonight. One is a product that you can do a lot of one pot dishes in, and nothing takes longer than 30 minutes, and it's the microwave pressure cooker. And then Janie's going to show you how to make a cake in the microwave, and it comes out already frosted. Does your frosting go in first on yours?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So anyway, so I hope that intrigues you a little bit, but I am just going to kind of start a little bit with the product that I'm using, and then I've already kind of got it pre-cooking, so I'm going to finish it up while she's showing you the cake. But this is what the pressure cooker looks like. It has several safety features to it. So if you're like me, I actually left the kitchen the first time I used this because I didn't want to be around if it kaboomed, okay? But it has several safety features. So this top one here is actually a piece that locks the top to the bottom. So it just slides down inside there. It also has a silicone valve here, which will collapse into the container if the pressure gets too high. And again, nothing should cook longer than 30 minutes in here. Most things are 15 to 20 minutes. And then it also has on the other side, the pressure indicator valve, which when that first comes out of the microwave, it will be up. And then it takes about 10, maybe 15 minutes for it to seat back down. And that's when you know that it's safe to open it. So taking the cover off, it actually unscrews. So we're just going to lift up on the little piece there and give it about a half a turn, not even actually, counterclockwise, and lift it off. And then the other safety feature is on the inside, and this is actually what brings the pressure up. So if I were to maybe just want to reheat a pot of soup or anything else in here, this acts like any other large piece that you can do that in the microwave. But with that silicone ring in there, it will allow it to build up the pressure so that you can cook things like roasts, stews, soups, beans. We're going to actually do chicken in it tonight, and I'm going to share with you some other recipes of things that are really cool and easy to do. And then on the handle, there is, so you know how to put the top back on. And where is it at? Oh, it's on this side. There's an arrow there, and I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, but there's an arrow right there. And on the cover, you can see it better on here, it's more prominent. You're just going to line the two of those up, one on top of each other, and then we're going to give it that clockwise quarter of a turn. Basically, once it's filled, lock it down and put it in the microwave. So I am actually going to just share with you a couple other things, and then I'll show you after Janie finishes with her cake some other things that you can do in here, though, besides what I was just mentioning. One of the things that I have a really good recipe for that I've done numerous times, usually in the winter, is a turkey chili that literally you throw everything in. You don't have to brown the turkey meat. Have you made that one yet, Janie?
No, sounds delicious.
It's real easy, and you literally put everything in there. There's a one-pot pasta that also is a great dish to make in there. You probably made that one.
I've done, and that is amazing. It's
And
like
the applesauce, have you done the applesauce?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes the best applesauce. But I'm looking through, there's a lot of recipes that do come with it, or some recipes that come with it, but there's also a boatload of them on the blog. Tupperware has a blog, and there's recipes for almost every product that we have. And it's just blog.tupperware.com. But there's a summer poached pear recipe. I mentioned black soups. There's a black bean soup, a cheeseburger pasta, chicken and dumplings, a chicken orzo soup. I know there's cakes in here too. Roast beef with horseradish cream sauce, OJ beet salad, mushroom risotto, which I've made that one too. That one's really good. And I'm not going to read them all, you guys. A shredded chicken nachos, which is kind of similar to what we're doing tonight or what I'm doing tonight. Chicken Parmesan meatballs, and there are some cakes and desserts and stuff in there. So it's not just for, I've even done baked potatoes and sweet potatoes in here and summer squashes, you know, so that takes so long to bake in the oven. So basically anything that you would do in a slow cooker, you can do in here, but nothing again cooks longer than 30 minutes. So it is a neat piece, and it's one that if you've kind of forgotten about planning something for dinner and you need something in a hurry, it really can turn just about anything into a delicious meal in a matter of minutes. So anyway, I'm going to be doing just a shredded chicken that you can use to either put on rice, or you can put it on a tostado shell, or you can wrap it up in like a burrito type of thing. So I'll show that to you, but I'm going to hop over and let Janie take it away with her cake, and then I'll be back. So there you go.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you. I'm going to make this a German chocolate cake, and it's frosting while it's baking. It's only going to take 9 minutes in the microwave, which is amazing. And we're going to mix up our batter in our whip and mix chef. And I just love how easy this is to use. So first you're going to see that there's actually 2 speed settings. So there's a 1 and a 2, and I'm going to use the 2, but the 1 you would use if you were doing like whipping cream, because it helps to emulsify, but you can use the whip and mix chef for eggs and batters and obviously cakes. Come and do that. And Sue's going to show you how about shredding her chicken with it, which is awesome. And it's very easy to take apart to clean. So you just twist this, and this comes off here. There's your beaters. Here's your lock-in collar. And then there's even a silicone ring on the bottom that is removable. And that's going to help this to stay put while you are mixing. And let me just get this back in place. And then there's another added piece, which is a funnel. So if I were making something where I needed to add like milk or water or oil, vanilla, you know, at an interval, you can place the funnel in here, and there are measurements on there. I don't know if the camera can catch that or not, but there's measurements on there. So when you have the funnel in the closed position, you can go ahead and pour it in, your liquid in there. And then when you're ready to dispense, just turn the funnel, and it's automatically going to flow in without having to take the top off and then put it back on and that kind of thing. So it really, you know, eases, you know, makes it really easy to continue your preparation of what you're making. Oh, and I forgot to put the beaters back in there. Those are very important. I just saw them sitting there. So I'm going to mix up the cake batter first, and this is just a regular German chocolate cake mix. The ingredients, the oil, the water. So it calls for a cup of oil, or a cup of water rather, a half a cup of oil, and 3 eggs, which I went ahead and I broke ahead of time. And I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. You'll also notice that there's a couple of teeth here, and so those place right into the handle. And we're just going to mix this up. Oh, I had that in 1. So we're going to do this on number 2. And I could do it on 1, just to get those eggs really incorporated with the oil and the water. You know, oil and water don't mix very well. And the reason why I like to do the liquids ahead of time is so that if I had just put the dry mix in there and then the liquids on top, the dry mix could get stuck in the bottom of the pitcher, and we really don't want that. So just eliminate some extra scraping. So we're just going to add our cake mix to the pitcher. There we go. And so we're just going to put that there. And we're going to put that in the number 2 position. And we're just going to mix this up. And I'm probably going to have to scrape it down, just like you would in a regular mixing bowl too. when you're using an electric mixer. But I want you to know this whip and mix chef will actually outwhip an electric mixer, which is just amazing. It's like if you're doing whipping cream, it will outwhip that mixer by far. And it's even great if you need a meringue. So it's good to make your own meringues. So then we're going to scrape that. And we're just going to, I need to wipe the batter off my hands. And we're just going to go ahead and give this a couple more twists. And this is user friendly, by the way, so you can do it, you know, counterclockwise or clockwise, whatever's most comfortable for you. And then I'm just going to set this aside for a minute. And I'm going to take the 3-quart casserole of our Tupperwave, which I'm going to show you. And there's a locator here in the bottom and a cone, and ignore my different colors. The Tupperwave has been in many colors over the years. And so we're just going to place that cone in there. And then that doesn't lock in place, it just sits in place. But the weight of the batter is going to hold it in place. And so we're just going to, oh, I don't need that yet. But since I've already cleaned my beaters off, we're going to put that there. Because I need to put the frosting in here. So we're going to take our coconut pecan frosting, and we're just going to spoon this into the bottom of the casserole, like so. And any of our cake recipes are just so easy. You can have a cake mix on hand, and you've got unexpected guests drop by, you can run into your kitchen and you can whip up a cake so super fast. And it's going to be in there baking before they know it. And they're going to start smelling and they go, baking a cake? And you go, oh yeah, it's nothing. So we're just going to spread this into the bottom. And you can even go up onto the sides a little bit of the casserole dish. And this is one of my favorite cakes to do, but I also like turtle cake, which is chocolate cake, pecans and caramel, and death by chocolate, which is chocolate cake, chocolate pudding, and chocolate chips. I know you're getting hungry, right? Me too. And so just so you can see how that is, so just spread that around in there. Then we're going to take our batter and we're just going to pour that right on top of that frosting. And you noticed I did not spray or flour this casserole dish, and that's because TupperWave is non-stick. And it's also non-stain, which is great if you're doing like a chili, you know, anything with a tomato base, chili, spaghetti sauces, anything like that. So we're just going to scrape this out. And I'm using our silicone spatula, which I just adore, because they don't leave a lot left to lick, so it's not really the kids' favorite utensil in the house. So you can always leave something for them to lick, but see how that just scraped that right out of there? So then we're just going to give this, whoops, just a couple of taps. And what that does is first it's going to level off our batter, but also if there's any air bubbles in there, it's going to bring them to the top and they're going to pop. So that way you don't have, gaps in your cake. And this is going to go into the microwave just for 9 minutes on high power. I do have a 1,000-watt microwave, so it goes pretty quickly, but yours might take 10 minutes, 11, 12, but this one's 9. If you've got a more powerful microwave, it'll take even less. So we got that going. So this is the TupperWave. So you may tell them about this or no?
Sure.
Oh, you were muted? Okay. So this is our TupperWave stack cooker system. And I love the color. As you can see in my house, it's got, the different aquas and things. So this is a whole system where you can actually cook an entire meal in your microwave in just 20 minutes. Everything from your side dish or starch, your meat item, and then another vegetable or a dessert in the top, just by stacking them together. So you've got the cover, and then you have a colander. So that can be used for steaming or for draining fats. It fits in either one of the casseroles. You got a 1 3/4 quart casserole, and you have a 3-quart, which is what I use for the cake. And then it also has 2 seals so that you can go ahead and pre-prepare your different casserole dishes. And then, of course, the cone. And I even use the cone in the center here. So you can use it for meatloaves or mini meatloaves. I like mini meatloaves. Meatballs. I do my whole chicken in here. So you can put your chicken on the cone and have it like your beer can chicken. But I usually just lay my chicken in this casserole dish and then cover it. And I cook that for 7 minutes per pound. But you can do so many things with this. So just look at this as your cookware for your microwave. You've got your pots and pans for your stovetop. This is your cookware for your microwave. And I've been using my original system for over 30 years. So this is an amazing tool to have in the house, and I wouldn't live without it for sure. And when you are doing your ground meats, like ground beef, ground turkey, ground sausage, ground chicken, when you put the colander in the casserole while it's cooking, all the fats are going to drain to the bottom casserole away from that food, so it's not being reabsorbed into it like it does on your stovetop when you're frying in the fry pan. So I think you will love this. At least I know you will, because everybody that has one absolutely loves it. And you'd be amazed at all the different things you can do. And it just makes your dinner prep so fast, especially if you are a busy person, you've got kids in sports, and you got to get in and out of the house really quick after work. This is an ideal set to have. Back to you, Sue.
Well, I also see a couple of tumblers there on your countertop.
Oh, yes. Our big tea tumblers. I love them. This is my tumbler I use every single day. And then we also have the 21-ounce tumbler, but I absolutely adore these. They're made of a stainless steel that is lead-free and comes with a straw, which is very nice and convenient. Liquid tight openings, silicone openings here. If you want to drink hot or cold, that you can drink from it if you prefer not to use the straw. And silicone gasket around the top there, which occasionally you are going to need to take that out and clean it good so you don't get gunk all over it. It'll start to mildew a little bit if you aren't careful. But you can actually get these at a very reduced price just by getting some friends together for a Tupperware party, in-home, online, TupperLive, however you choose to do it. And this is a bonus purchase for you when you have a qualifying party of just $500 in sales and 2 datings.
Awesome. They are amazing. And, I was never a stainless steel tumbler person before these came out. I know they've been out for a long time. Other companies have had them for a long time. We've only had ours for a little over a year, almost a year, I guess. And yeah, they are definitely, something that if you are not drinking enough water during the day, they will keep you on track. So, and they do have the 2 sizes, like Janie said, in assorted colors. And we just learned today that bonus that she was just talking about for hosts has been extended through the end of the month. So I'm going to come back to that and tell you more about that in just a minute. And we're also going to get to see the finished cake when it comes out of there. I was also thinking of when you were talking about the cake and putting it in the microwave, that we all always learn something new. Janie's been in Tupperware for 30? What is it?
32 years.
32. I knew you just had an anniversary and I couldn't remember. Yeah. And so I've never taken the cake and before I put it in the microwave and tapped it on the counter, just because, I don't know, never thought about it to pull the bubbles and stuff out. So, there's always neat little things that we learn from each other. So I thank you for sharing that. So I am going to show you our pressure cooker. The little button is not all the way down yet. So I'll give it probably another 5 minutes to seat all the way down, but you can see it's still elevated just a tad. Now you can take like a spatula or something and tap it. As a matter of fact, I'll show you. You're not really supposed to, but I'll show you what it does, because because there is, to help, speed it up a little bit. But I will just tell you what's in there, and then as it's finished seating, then I'll go ahead and take it out and finish putting it together. But you add in there about 1 3/4 pound of boneless chicken. And I use the ones from Sam's, which they have those ginormous chicken breasts if you've ever bought them. So I ended up using 2 of them. And you just chunk them up. You'll see the chunks in just a minute. And you're going to add to that the liquid. So you always have to have liquid. And I didn't show you the fill line, I don't think, in there, but there is a fill line. So you want to make sure you stay below that. But it's only about 1/2 cup of water, and it's 2 cups of salsa. And I actually this time used a different salsa. I've done it with chicken broth too. I usually do it with just a tomato salsa, but I had been told about this one from somebody, and I had picked it up and never used it. So I'm using that one today, but it's a roasted poblano salsa cremosa. So it's kind of a creamy, and it has a little bit of a bite to it, but not a lot. So you add 2 cups of salsa, or chicken broth, or whatever you want, 1/2 cup of water, a little bit of taco seasoning, whether you make your own or if you use the store-bought, and some fresh garlic, and that's it to cook the chicken in. So that's what I have in here. And then after we take it out, I'm going to show you how you can shred it, like Janie was talking about, which really is very cool. And I am going to use that same piece that she used for her cake batter. And then once it's shredded, it'll go back in the pot, and we're going to add into that some black beans. So you've got some fiber in there, and some corn, which actually the corn I just took out of the freezer because I use the silicone bags and have started right now because fresh corn is in season. And it has been really, really good. Our Walmart nearby, yeah, it's all the way down now. So has had great corn, and it's been the bicolor, the white and the yellow together, and bring it home and cook it. And I've learned a new way of cooking that in the microwave too. So next time we get together, we'll do that. And then putting it on the mandolin and slicing it down. So this is 2 ears of corn. So there's 2 of us in the house. So it calls for, I believe, a cup of corn, or yeah, 2 cups of corn, actually, I think. So it's probably going to be a right about close. It's going to be probably close enough. Anyway, to add that to the chicken and the black beans, and then you just give everything a good stir. You've got your shredded chicken in there, the black beans, the salsa, and all that. And like I said, you can then put it on a bed of rice if you want to make like a burrito bowl, or you can roll it up or do whatever. So I'm going to tilt this down so I can show you what I'll be doing with the chicken as it comes out of here. So let me unlock it, and that. And the thing with doing it in the whip and mix chef is it needs to be good and hot when you're doing it. So our scoop and drain, which I don't know if we have right now, is an awesome piece also to be able to do a lot of dishes like this with. So that's what the size of chicken that I cut up is. So I'm going to put some in, and then I'll go ahead and shred it, and then I'll come back and get the rest of it. And I know Janie told you about the gears. So trying to start it in first gear on this is probably not going to work because it's chicken, and it's going to probably start in that second gear. And you can go backwards or forwards. I don't know if she mentioned that or not. And there is your shredded chicken. How cool is that? So let me grab that other pressure cooker there. And actually, let me grab this instead. Grab one of the Wondelier bowls. These were the very first bowls that Tupperware came out with, and they are called Wondelier bowls. And you'll wonder what you ever did without them once you have some in your kitchen. And there's that first batch. And let's go ahead, put that over there, and do the second batch. So having the pressure cooker is one of those things that I probably don't use it as much. I know Janie had her stack cooker out for the cake, and I know we've cooked in the Micro Pro Grill. I probably don't use this as much as those other cooking items, but I tell you, when you need it for something like this, you're happy you have it. because it does save you a lot of time. And I think that's all of the meat out of there. So I'm going to set that aside. And I might have overfilled that. Let's see. Let me wipe off my steamy countertop here. And I took my top off here accidentally. Okay. There we go. Whoops. Okay, well, we're not all the way in first gear. Actually, I think I did overfill it. Let me go ahead and take some of it back out of there. I was trying to do it quickly. That's a lot in there, and that's first gear. And I know that having, I think whipped cream we had done one other time. This piece is amazing for that. I think Janie mentioned that too. You know, once you've made your own whipped cream, you probably won't go back to buying it and having store-bought whipped cream because it's so fast and easy and you know exactly what's in it. But how quick and easy is that chicken? I was just amazed when I was shown how easy that is to do. All right, let's get the last of it back in there. And then we're going to add the corn and the black beans, and actually have the black beans, they need to be rinsed in one of our 2-quart colanders, and I bet you'll remember it. You might even remember the color that mine is, which they don't have that color right now, but they do have the colander back right now. And I think actually Janie might even have one. So if yours is handy, because I think she has the current color. And
I actually don't have the colander.
oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, okay. I was thinking I saw you with it. All right, so there is the last of our shredded chicken, you guys. How fast was that? So if you're doing even like a taco salad or anything like that where you need shredded chicken, it is so easy doing it that way. All right, so we're going to bring the sauce back, and my frozen corn, I probably should have taken it out a little bit earlier, but I tell you, doing the niblets and having them, they taste just like, well, it is fresh corn on the cob, but you did it yourself. So, and it's what, 33 cents an ear right now, I think, or something. So that's 66 cents, you guys, worth of fresh corn. You can't buy fresh corn or fresh frozen corn, whatever, for that price. So I'm going to dump that in. And then here's that colander I was mentioning. Do you guys remember that? The one that we have right now, this is the 2-quart size, and they have the 1-quart as well, and they're red and white. I think the 2-quart is red and the 1-quart is in the white. And they have this place here where it'll actually rest on a bowl, so it would be hands-free. So if you wanted to pour a can of pineapple through there and catch the juice and be able to capture the pineapple, if I set this down, it would rest on top of that. So I've already rinsed these out, so we're going to add the black beans to that. And then we're going to add back in all of that shredded chicken. And my spatula went where? Well, we'll use the scoop and drain. I don't know where my spatula went, but I'm going to mix this in. And remember, if you have like a red salsa, and actually when I've done this before too, have made our own salsa, because you have the recipe that I think we've probably shared as one of the standard Tupperware recipes that we do at parties, that you can make your own homemade salsa with your own tomatoes and things like that. But there you
Did you
go.
put your corn in there?
I did.
Okay, I missed that part. Sorry.
Yep. Yep, that's okay.
I see it now.
So yeah, it's a super quick and easy dish, and this will be dinner tomorrow, and maybe the next day, I don't know. But, and actually, I don't think I've ever frozen this, but I suppose you probably could, you know, having the ingredients that are in there to be able to do that. So anyway, but I'll tag off of the conversation a minute ago about the Big T tumblers, because we actually learned today, I think I've shared with you guys that we had filed Chapter 11 last year in the fall. And so the last quarter of last year, we didn't do any new products or production of inventory and things like that. So it was a very rocky road, I guess you could say. And even January, when the new folks took over, and now we're at July, and being able to kind of get our feet underneath us and having some new products on the horizon, which these guys came out actually last year. So I'm not speaking about those, although they are still relatively new. And that's why having them as a bonus is kind of cool, because there's a lot of people that don't have one. And if they do have a stainless tumbler, it's not the Tupperware one that checks off all the boxes. So we are actually going to be launching some new product lines, not just products, but product lines coming in the fall. And as soon as August, as a matter of fact, you're going to start hearing and seeing about some of this stuff. So we would love for you to be a part of that. I know we will continue our monthly cooking shows, where we come and just, share with you for about 30 minutes or so. But I thought I would let you know that because it is bonus time in terms of being able to get your big tea tumblers, and you can actually get both of them, like Janie said. So $10 and $15, so $25, you could have two of them. And even if you don't want two for yourself, being able to put one up in your gift closet, as I like to call it, is an opportunity to start putting some things away for Christmas. After all, Christmas in July, right? So you could start thinking along those lines. But I thought I'd share with you, and this is just for those that are watching this, that we have a Mission 25, I'm calling it, because we have about 17 days left in the month. And we have a lot of folks that would love to have a Tupperware party with someone like you, someone who's watching this and hasn't seen Tupperware up close and personal in a long time. So our first 25 people that react to this message and have a Tupperware party with one of our team members, okay, needs to reach out to me, and I'll have an extra gift for you. And it will be a piece of Tupperware, okay, out of my vault in here. So Mission 25. So the first 25 that date a party with one of our folks, make sure you reach out to me after that party's held so that I can get your address and mail you an extra gift. So just for me, for saying thank you. Okay. So I'm going to let you wrap it up, Janie. Any last minute thoughts there?
No, but I want to turn this cake out because I'm dying.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. How could I forget? Yes, please.
So, it's important when you cook in the microwave to let your food rest for about a fourth of the time that you cooked it for, because it allows those microwaves to just slow those food molecules down. The microwaves aren't slowing the food molecules down. It's the food molecules that are vibrating from the microwave. So they're just slowing down, which means that cooking process is still continuing. So you want to let that finish. So this has been resting. I want you to see, hopefully you can, how it's pulled away from the side of the casserole dish. Remember, I didn't spray this or anything. And I always like to twist the cone and then just give this a little turn with my silicone spatula just to make sure that the cake. Oops, sorry about that. I didn't realize I was muted. Okay, I'm good. And we're just going to flip this over and give it a little shake. And
oh my gosh, that looks wonderful.
So we're just going to scrape out this extra frosting, because that's the good stuff.
Yes, it is.
Oh, and it smells so good. And then the cone just flips right out. And voila! We have
that looks
cake.
amazing.
I just love it. It looks so good. Can't wait to eat it.
I bet. I'm sure it smells wonderful. Too bad we can't smell it over here. Although the chicken smells pretty good too. So
Oh, I bet. I
And
bet it
I
does.
think I hit your mute thing on there. I apologize.
Oh,
That was not a technical error. That was just yours truly here. So
okay.
anyway, well, I thank you guys for watching. I did pull out, actually, I wanted to, we have a new product also that we don't have, neither one of us, that I'm going to jump live on this group here as soon as mine arrives, but it's a new mandolin. I mentioned I did the corn on the big mandolin. This one is actually a little bit smaller version. So it fits right in a drawer. It's just, easy peasy to use and stuff. So again, new things are on the horizon with Tupperware. So we would love for you to join us too, be a part of the team, but at the very least to, host a party, get some free Tupperware, get your friends together. I know Janie mentioned Tupper Live. We've got so many different avenues and ways of doing parties nowadays. So we invite you to be a host, and I hope that you will. So anyway, thank you for watching, Janie. Your cake looks amazing. I'm so sorry you're 3 hours away from me, but
I know, right? Because I'm thinking the same thing about your chicken.
well, we'll have to do it in the same house one time.
Sounds good. Sounds
All
good.
right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. And I look forward to hearing your messages from those of you, our top 20, not our top 25, but our Mission 25 that are going to be hosting their parties here in the next 17 days. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Okay. Bye, everybody.